5 things you should be doing if you want to buy a house in 2023. I would say the most important out of all of these 5 things is speak to a loan officer. Before you think you are ready to buy a house, visit a loan officer that is reputable, that you trust, that you know they've helped a family member or a friend or a great referral. And if you don't have one, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. So speak to a loan officer. And there are a few things that tie into this, right? But this loan officer will take a look at your entire picture of a loan. They'll take a look at your credit, they'll take a look at your income, they'll take a look at your assets and determine, hey, these are the steps that you need to do if you want to buy in 2023. So this brings me to number 2. And this one is, your loan officer will tell you this as well. It is start saving for your down payment and your closing costs. So when you meet your loan officer and you tell them, hey, loan officer, I know I qualified for X amount. How much money will I need? And they will tell you, hey, this is what you need, either 3%, or if you're a veteran, 0% down, or whatever, if you're going to get a grant. But at least they're going to come up with an action plan for you to determine how much money you need for closing costs and your down payment. Now, typically closing costs can range anywhere from 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the house. I say 1 to 3% because it is that big of a gap sometimes. And your down payment can range anywhere from 0 to as low as 3.5% down. So that is number 2. Number 3 is research the market that you want to buy in, right? So are you thinking about buying in Nevada? Are you thinking about buying in Las Vegas specifically? What is a good neighborhood that you want to buy in? What is a desirable neighborhood, or what is an up and coming neighborhood? So there are a lot of little things that you need to take a look at when you are thinking about buying a house. And this is probably just as important as the other 2 because you want to be in a safe neighborhood. You want to be in a neighborhood that's going to appreciate in value more than other neighborhoods. You will also want to make sure that the neighborhood is safe. Do you have kids? Do you need to be in a good school zone? Do you need to be close to work? Do you need to be close to shopping? So this all encompasses the neighborhood. And number 4, by this point, you already know what your credit is because you've already talked to a loan officer. So if there's things that you need to pay off, if there is points that you need to increase your credit score by, this is the perfect time to do it because it gives you 6 months to a year to get ready. So if your credit score is at a 600 and your loan officer said, hey, if you get to a 700 or a 680, your interest rate and payment will be this much better. So it is important to take a look at your credit, determine accounts that you can pay off, accounts that you should pay off. Should you open a new account because you don't have established credit? So that's why meeting with your loan officer, they will go over this entire plan of your credit and determine, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what needs to happen. So credit is very, very important. And number 5, meet with a reputable real estate agent. The reason why you need to meet with a reputable real estate agent and one who is good at their job is because you're going to have a lot of questions. If you're a first-time home buyer, you're going to have a lot of questions for this individual. They know the area. They can tell you what's going to happen. Like if they're building, hey, they're building a new shopping center here. They're building new schools here. This is what's coming to this side of town. They're able to inform you on what's going on in the specific area that you are potentially going to be buying in. And depending on the realtor, they may have some homes that they know are going to hit the market in 6 months to a year because it could be a past client. It could be one of their brokers has a house that they're going to be listing in 6 months to a year, or whatever that time frame is. But it is super, super important to visit a reputable real estate agent who is able to walk you through this process on the home buying front and really answer any and all of your questions. And they should be available to you depending on your specific time that you like to communicate with with your realtor. So that's why work with a reputable real estate agent. Guys, I hope you found these 5 tips for buying a home or getting ready to buy a home in 2023 valuable. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode